So, quick introduction. I'm 18, and yeah, I know I'm pretty young to be sitting here talking about life and all that stuff. But the reason I'm making this video is actually pretty simple. A couple years ago, when I was like 15, maybe 16, I was terrified of what people thought about me. Like, genuinely terrified. And the funny part is, the reason it started was something really stupid. I lost the girl I liked back then, the classic teenage love of your life. And looking back now, it's honestly funny to me. At the time, though, bro, it felt like it's the end of the world. And after that, something weird happened in my brain. I started caring way too much about what everyone thought. Teachers, classmates, random people in the hallway. I even started skipping school sometimes. Not because I hated school, not because I was lazy. I was literally scared to show up. Scared someone would judge me. Scared I would look stupid if a teacher asked me something. Scared people would think I was weird. So, what did my genius brain decide? Yeah, let's just not go. It's great strategy. Except that made everything worse. Because now I wasn't just scared of school. I was scared of going back after missing school. My grades started going to shit. My parents were confused. We argued a lot. They thought I was just being lazy or rebellious or whatever. But honestly, I was just stuck in my own head, completely trapped by the stupid fear of other people's opinions. And the craziest part, most of the fear was completely imaginary. At some point, though, I got tired of it. I remember one day thinking, Mark, am I really going to live my life like this? Avoiding places, avoiding people, avoiding situations, just losing my own life because of someone's opinion, just because someone might think of something about me? That sounded pathetic even to myself. So I started doing something simple. I went against the fear. Not in some dramatic movie way, just small things. Showing up to school even when I didn't want to, answering questions even if I might look dumb, talking even when my brain said don't. And something interesting started happening. The fear didn't disappear instantly, but every time I did think I was scared of, it got a little smaller. Smaller and smaller, step by step, until one day I realized it was basically gone. School became normal again, actually fun sometimes. Just hanging out with friends, joking around, living your life. And that whole experience made me realize something really important. Most people think the biggest fear in life is failure, or death, or loneliness. But honestly, one of the biggest fears people have is being themselves, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because being yourself should be the easiest thing in the world. You don't have to invent anything or don't have to prove anything. You just simply exist. But somehow, that's the hardest thing for people to do. And I think the reason is pretty simple. Most people live with two versions of themselves. There is a real one and the weird one. The one with random thoughts, strange interests, dumb jokes, crazy ideas. And then there is the social version, the safe one, the acceptable the one that won't get judged. And guess which one most people show to the world? Yeah, obviously, that's the same one. A philosopher named Jean-Paul Sartre once said, hell is other people. And to be honest, when I first heard that, I thought, damn, that's kind of dramatic. But I get what he meant now. When people are watching you, you stop seeing yourself as you. You start seeing yourself through their eyes. And suddenly, everything feels like a performance. How do I look? Did that sound stupid? What are they thinking about me? Your brain becomes this non-stop self-judging machine, and psychology actually proved this too. There's a famous experiment where people had to compare lines on a piece of paper. Super easy. The answer was obvious as well. But when everyone else in the room intentionally chose the wrong answer, most people went along with them, even though they knew it was wrong. Why? Because standing alone is uncomfortable. Humans hate feeling outsiders. But here's the problem. If you constantly adjust yourself to fit everyone else's expectations, at some point, you stop knowing who you actually are. And that's a scary place to be. Trust me, I've been there. And at some point, you have to ask yourself a simple question: what do I actually want? Not what my parents want, not friends, not what society wants, not what social media shows and tells me I should want. Just what do I want? Sounds simple, but most people never seriously ask themselves that. They just follow the default path: school, then career, approval, and repeat. Albert Camus, another philosopher, said life is kind of absurd. We are thrown into this world with no instructions, and somehow everyone expects us to know exactly how to live. So, people copy what everyone else is doing because it feels safe, but safe doesn't always mean real. Think about kids. Kids don't care about being themselves. They dance in the middle of room, say weird stuff, laugh too loud. They don't care what anyone thinks. Then slowly, that disappears. School, rules, expectations, and suddenly, everyone's trying to look normal. So, here's the question I want you to think about. Seriously, just think about it. What would you do if nobody could judge you? If there were no expectations, no pressure, no audience, who would you be? What would you say? What kind of life would actually feel real to you? Because the weird thing is, the answer is probably already somewhere inside of you. It's just buried under years of this noise: other people's opinions, other people's expectations, and other people's rules. And look, I'm only 18 and I'm not pretending to have life completely figured out. But one thing I learned the hard way is this: life gets a lot more interesting when you stop trying to be the version of yourself that makes everyone comfortable and start becoming the version of yourself that actually feels real. I made it out, and you will too. I believe in you, twin.